Hey everybody, my name is Kristen Binford. I own a wedding venue just west of St. Louis and also serve as a business coach to wedding venue owners all over the world. Today we have an incredible guest with us. I can just tell you this interview is going to be a lot of fun. If you're watching this interview the first time we premiere it, please comment #live in the comments below. If you catch it later, go ahead and comment #replay. I have my friend Ronnie here with us today, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. Ronnie, would you introduce yourself and your venue?
Hi, everyone. My name's Ronnie, and I own a venue in Maryland called Milton Ridge. We're a small, privately owned property which has an on-site chapel, outdoor ceremony spaces, and a reception hall. And we do typically do about 50 to 60 weddings a year. We are a full-service venue, so we have in-house caterers. We don't own the caterer. We have a caterer that rents our kitchen, in-house catering, and we have and then we provide them with other things. They can use our photographer, our DJ, our floral designer, or they can bring their own. And in the old days, they would be able to bring their caterer, but no more. So we're a full-service venue in Maryland.
Love it. I'm just curious, when did you get started? I think it would be helpful to everybody to know, how long have you been in the business?
Great question. So the venue the chapel at Milton Ridge was built in 1875, a little bit before my time. It was converted, rebuilt by the previous owner in 2002. And then in 2007, he built the reception hall on the property. I came in 2016, summer of 2016. There were no bookings on, well, maybe four, for 2016 or 2017, literally 4 bookings, and took over. I had 0 prior experience. I was a project manager for a global medical pharmaceutical trial, working for a Japanese pharmaceutical company. So weddings was 100% new to me, and I didn't know what an overlay was. I didn't know about full service catering. I knew nothing, but I just fell in love with the venue and was like, I have to do that. I have to do that. I have to own that place. And so my family and I found the money, begged, borrowed, and stole, and bought Milton Ridge.
Wow. Okay, we're going to have a lot of fun today, guys. Again, #live if you're here with us now, #replay if you watch this later. All right, so let's just peel back the curtain. So that was, you said 2016, 2017, right?
That's
we're
right.
Just getting into the business. Of course, we all know that we've lived through 2020 in this business, but you and I didn't officially meet in person, or we didn't meet for the first time until I think it was November of 2021. So pretty recently. Sometimes, guys, I do interviews with folks who I met years ago, but this relationship with Ronnie is pretty new. Where was your business at in November of 2021?
Well, November 20, just a very short, 2020, 2017, no bookings. We managed to book out 75 weddings by offering them at like half price. I figured lots of weddings is better than none. Half of the money we need is better than 0. So 2018, we made a little bit of money because we charged more, but still getting a feel for things. 2019 was our big year. Finally made a profit. Probably did about 60 weddings, about $300,000. It was awesome. Super happy. Yes. Was I taking a big salary or driving a fancy car? No, but at least we're having a great time. Then the pandemic hit, and that was a disaster because we're in Montgomery County, Maryland. It's the strictest county for COVID rules in the country, pretty much. We were wearing masks until literally last week. It was insane. So 2020 was a disaster. 2021, we did a ton of small weddings, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. 2021 actually was an okay year, but we were shut for half of it. And at the end of 2021, we probably it wasn't for government loans, we would have shut down. But we got the loans and we were alive. And at the end of 2021, we were set for 2022 with an average year, probably like 2019 was, which is nice. Break even. No one's getting rich here, but we're all having a good time, and we've got staff on. And I'd say number of weddings. I mean, it's not really relevant because you could have a wedding, you have 50 weddings making you 2,000 each, or you could have 50 weddings making you 10,000 each. In terms of cash, I was expecting it to be another $300,000 year, which pays for 2 people and marketing expenses and maintenance. So that's where we were at the end of 2021 when I met you. Things were ticking over nicely. We were booking a wedding a week, maybe on average.
And we met at the Wedding MBA conference in Vegas, right? Like, what was on your mind going to that conference? We didn't plan to meet at that conference. We just happened to see each other then, right? So like, what was on your mind in terms of what you wanted next in the business? What were you looking for at that time?
My goal was always cut marketing costs, increase bookings, and increase income. Increase income per booking. That's the goal. More bookings, cut costs, increase bookings. So from the conference, I found in the past, you get lots of tips, lots of ideas on how to increase your tour to booking ratio, how to cut your marketing expenses. This year was a little bit different because Wedding Wear and Not weren't there. And so people weren't really pushing to advertise on those platforms as much. But I would love to have been like, you know, we don't need them anymore. Someone's got this wizard new way of finding couples without paying 1 cent to the Wedding Wear or the Not. And miracles don't exist. You know, you always have to pay for some marketing. But that's what I went into the conference looking for. More bookings, more money for bookings, less expenses. And I knew you were going to be there because I saw you in the program. So I was sort of hoping to see you, and I was hoping to connect, and we were lucky we did.
Absolutely. And I remember you walked by our exhibitor area and you're like, Kristen, Gary, we're going to reach out to you guys next week. We're going to get started. This has been on our mind. So tell me, like, what was it that had you take action at that time? And like, that's it, we're joining Kristen and the Venue Accelerator.
Excellent question. So I first reached out to you and spoke with Jerry back in 2020, February 2020. And I'm like, 2020 is going to be our year. I'm going to invest in my venue. I'm going to put some time into education, and I'm going to rock and roll 2020. So I met with Jerry, and I was just about to sign up, and everything shut down. And so I was like, well, that's not happening. And that was probably my well, I don't know if it was a mistake, but it probably shouldn't have done that. But we were just all scared. We didn't know how we were going to pay our bills. As I said, if we hadn't got loans, we'd have been bankrupted. So spending money on courses and education was probably not smart. But once we hit the Wedding MBA and I saw you, I could see this pandemic crescenting and coming down, and life was going back to normal. And masks were slowly coming off around the country, not where I am, but everywhere else. And so I was like, now's the time to invest. And it was, you know, snow removal's expensive. You spend $300, it's a lot of money. Courses are expensive. People are expensive. Everything in life is expensive. I needed new chairs for the reception hall. Sorry, I need new chairs. They're expensive. But if you don't invest in your venue and you don't invest in yourself and your education, you're not going to achieve your potential. And I recognize that after the cloud of the pandemic had lifted and things started opening up, that we could do so much more with this great little venue, because it has so much potential. And I know the brides are coming to my website. I can see the analytics. If I'm getting 1,000 visits to my website every month or two, and I'm only booking 4 weddings a month, where are the other 996 brides going? Why are they coming to my website and leaving? And everyone's telling me, my website's beautiful. Everything's great. You should be booking so many weddings. And we're booking 50, 60 weddings. I mean, that's great. Really fantastic. But I knew there was more. And so that's why I took the bite, and we spoke at Wedding MBA.
Okay, now guys, for everybody here, we're getting to the fun stuff. That's the background, that's the history. Let's talk about where you're at now. What's something we can find to celebrate about you today? And I mean, my goodness, it's only been, as of this, we're in March, right? So it's only been a few months since November of 2021, right? Where are you at today? What can we find to celebrate about you?
Okay, so I joined, I think it was late November or the first week in
early December, I think.
Early December, yeah. And I was concerned actually, because I was like, I'm going to lose a week this Christmas, and I haven't got time to do my coursework. And everyone's like, don't worry, we'll add a week on. It was so nice. Anyway, so we launched the upgraded website. And if you don't know about the program, the website's the mirror to your world, your customers, so it has to be good. So we launched the updated website based on the many of the things in the early weeks of the course. That launched on December 23rd, 24th. Takes a while to update. But really, the course starts from day one. The tips, the hints, all the expertise, and the questions you hear from the other course members that you then hear the answers and things you never think about, little changes you make. That really started early December. So I take my numbers from December 16th. And I should take them from December 14th because that was my birthday, but I didn't do anything on my birthday. So let's go with the 16th. Since December 16th, remembering that my venue does about 50 or 60 weddings a year, $300,000 a year. That's our best year.
Let's look at a total year in your business historically.
Total year, 50, 60 weddings, $300,000. And we do a few quinceañeras and a few little parties that we hate, but you know, weddings are what we love. So since December 16th, and today is March 16th. Wow. So it's like 4 months. We booked 41 weddings. So in 4 months, we've booked what would normally take us 9. In 4 months, we've booked, give or take, plus or minus, $235,000 worth of new business. This is for a venue that would normally do 300,000 in a year. So just now, some of it is pent-up demand. Some of it is brides didn't book previous years, but the tour to booking ratio that we have is off the charts. Off the charts. I mean, we were booking, I don't know, 1 in 10, maybe 2 in 10. If they come in, often they're ready to sign, even though we don't really want them to. We want them to think about it. We don't sell the venue. There's no hard sell anymore. It's come, see it, we want it. They know exactly what to expect, and they're spending more. They want to spend more because we're offering them so much. Now they see the value, and they see the value because they come in pre-qualified themselves. They know exactly what to expect.
Love it. Okay. So with that, Ronnie, I just want to say to everybody in the room, it's sometimes really easy to think, okay, well, I have a beautiful website. You had a beautiful website before.
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes it's easy to think, oh, well, I'm just going to go follow Ronnie's website. I'm going to do exactly what he did. But I just want for everybody in the room here to be able to hear the value of your website is not copying somebody else's, right? That's one of the things that's that's very often done in our industry. The reason why Ronnie is being so successful in his business now, and Ronnie, I'd love if you would tell me otherwise, but is the strategic decisions that you made before that and the recipe, right? The way that you're communicating your value to couples and now they actually understand it. That is very different than just here's another website, here's a new website that anybody could create for you, right?
It's so not just the website. It's the way we do tours. It's the way we share our message. It's the message that we're sharing. Our website before was beautiful. This one's beautiful. I mean, if you go website to website, the old one was a WordPress, which cost a lot more money to put together. Really, it's a better website. The new one is not as I don't know. I mean, I had an artist put my website together and they did an amazing job. And I would have couples come in and say, wow, I love your website. So it's not, don't be totally hung up on just the website. This is the whole methodology of dealing with clients, understanding their needs and transferring what you have to offer into how you can help them bring their dreams, their vision. Some of our brides have been, and grooms, but mostly brides, to be honest, have been dreaming of had their wedding vision for since they were kids. They've known what they wanted, and that's why we're not a barn venue, so we don't pretend to be anything that we're not, and that we don't anymore attract those brides, and we used to have outside caterers come in. I remember I talked about that a little bit. But we don't anymore because we don't need to, which means now we can offer a better service, and we don't need to because we've got so many more bookings and so much more success because of the course.
Man, I'm so proud of you. I hope you're really proud of you. I know you're proud of your team. And for everybody listening, like, this wasn't easy. You guys had a whole bunch of rolling with the punches happen in our time and our work together. And you showed up and you did the work. And it's not magic, right? Like, one thing you said was going into Wedding MBA, you're like, I'm looking for, the new whiz bang thing that's going to be the magic miracle. I'm a believer that there's not one, right? There's nothing that I teach venue owners that is like the magic handshake or the new hard close that you didn't know yesterday, right? It's about making more and better strategic decisions and how each of those decisions layer on top of each other and add up to more opportunity. And Ronnie, you're just absolutely living proof of that. And you did the work. It's not magic, right?
Yeah, this course is not flick a switch and the lights come on. You have to put in hours every week to get the results. And I talked earlier about, I want to get rid of wedding wire and the knot. Now I don't. Now I don't mind paying them more money. You know why? Because I have more money. And I have more money because I changed my business. I followed the course. I didn't follow it to the letter, but I followed it 90% to the letter, because you have to fit with your own venue. You have to fit with your needs. And you know your market, and every market's different. But you follow the course. I can't imagine venues not having success. It's a great model. My only message is, if you're based in Maryland, this is not the course for you. Don't do it. I don't need good competition following this program. Thank you very much.
I love it. I get it. No Maryland.
No Maryland venues,
No
please.
Maryland folks. Okay.
Well, certainly not northern, central, southern Maryland's fine.
Okay, good. Okay, so this will be fun. What are you most looking forward to this year? As you're looking into the 2022 season and beyond, what are you most looking forward to in your business now?
Well, I'm really excited that because more bookings, more money, we took on a new team member. And so because we took on a new team member, my event host, my day of event coordinator for most of my weddings now doesn't have to do tours, which means, because I have a new team member, which means she's freed up to focus on weddings, which means she's going to be a lot happier. Plus my new team member's a lot happier because she's now got a job. And so because we're sharing the work out with more people and still making more money, everybody's happier. Like it's a new era. And then more bookings means we can upgrade more things. So I'm looking at possibly building an indoor space for cocktail hours. We're going through permitting now, because now we have the confidence to know we can book great weddings, and we can. And then, we asked our team, what improvements do we make? They said, we need indoor cocktail hour space. I'm like, okay, we can do this now. We can invest in the venue because we have a future. We don't have to coast along being a break-even venue. We can kill it. And so that's exciting.
It is exciting. And guys, I cannot tell you, and Ronnie, I'd love your reflection on this just real quickly, but cannot tell you how many people we talk to and they're like, Kristen, we really hear so many things, great things about what people say about your program and your methodology, and we want to do it, but we really need a covered cocktail hour space or patio or whatever it is. There's some hard good. There's something about us as venue owners that feels like we need more things to book more weddings. Like, have you invested in any major things in your business in the last 4 months that you feel like was the magic bullet, right? You haven't, but now that you've created more cash flow, you're saying, and I know my market and I know what gaps we have in the business. Now, from a place of confidence and certainty in your business, you can make investments in your business, but it's because you come from the place of knowledge that you have now and the proof in the pudding. And it wasn't just about, you needed a cocktail hour space to book more weddings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and what actually happened was in November, I had a contractor come out and I said, I want to build a deck on the side of the property here, big deck that will see a outdoor cocktail hour space on a deck that will cover with a pergola or a pavilion, so not enclosed, just a covered cocktail hour space. And he said, yeah, it's going to be $110,000. And I said, great, let's do it. And then I started the course, and I'm not kidding. Week 2 or week 1, I called him and I said, we're not doing that anymore. And that's because I did this course and it changed my thinking 100% 360. And then we had the whole team come in and we talked to our partners, and they said, yeah, you don't want that. And what we do need is indoor cocktail hour space. And here's how we can do it in the confines of what we have. And guess what? It's going to cost less than what we planned before, because there's already a concrete slab there. We don't need to put a deck down. It's just going to be better for less money. So little tips, lots of big tips. I mean, the course, the 8 weeks or 9 weeks, because I had Christmas week of the course, so valuable. And then you can't do it all. I mean, there's too much to take in, too many notes. So once a week, I'm going back and I'm like, okay, what were my notes from week 1? What were my notes from week 2? And I just go back and reread them. And then it reminds me when I bring the team in, hey, what about doing these wine with a bride nights that we talked about, and other fun things that we can do. So packed full of great stuff.
What people say it all the time, like, Kristen, I've been in your group. I can't tell you, Ronnie, how many times people say, like, I watch all of your videos, Kristen, and yet they still don't book a call with our team. So somebody out there is sitting on the fence. They were you, right? Back before you joined us in December 2021. What would you say to that person who's sitting on the fence?
If you're on the fence, it's probably because you don't believe it's true. Because when something's too good to be true, it isn't true, right? That's the thinking. My kid sees a sign that says computer $100. Well, it's probably just not very good, because it isn't very good. This course, you're on the fence, you're busy, you don't have time. If you want more bookings, if you think you can get more out your venue, this is a great way to do that. There is an investment. You have to spend money. You have to spend money with everything, you know. The investment for me was huge, because we were coming out of a wedding recession, no bookings, shut down for 2 years, and I was scared. Well, now, I mean, I'm looking at my numbers here. 2019, $300,000. 2022, $461,000. Plus, I have this knowledge for 2023. Plus, I have these techniques and all these systems in place for 2024 and 2025. So, you know, the investment, although it seems large at the time, and I don't think it is that large actually, and probably should be double, because I don't want too many venues doing this. But the investment may seem large to you, may be concerned about that, or the time commitment may seem large, but you're going to get so much more time back. I have so much more time now. I have a new teammate. You think I'm doing tours on Saturdays and Sundays? No, because I've got enough money to pay someone to do that. So,
and there's also a cost of doing nothing, right? Like, if you continue to do things the way that you've always done them, you're going to continue to get the same or worse results as more venues open and as things change in the marketplace. So absolutely.
If I'd done it in 2020 and we hadn't shut down, or if I hadn't done it in 2020, but we hadn't shut down, by this point, not doing the course, I guess would have cost me $240,000. So there's something to think about. And this venue is established, long established. So I took over in 2016. The previous owners ran it to the ground. But before that, they were doing great. They were booking weddings. So it's not like the venue's new and it's just growing. This is an established venue that was doing okay. And now we're on fire. And it's thanks to, well, it depends which side of the screen she's on, but thanks to this lady here.
Hey, I'm going to say you showed up and did the work. And we hear it all the time, like, Kristen, there's a lot, right? You're teaching us a lot. This is a lot of work. And, but it's work in pursuit of less work, right? Like where you're at now compared to where you're at just a few months ago. And you're busier, right? Like your business is busier, your business has grown, and you're not sacrificing more of yourself. Because that's one of the things I see, especially with established venue owners, is that if your business grows, what breaks? And it's usually you as the business owner if you don't create a more scalable system, right? So
right.
I love it. All right, you have an audience of established venue owners here listening to you, Ronnie. Without giving away any of your secrets, right? Is there anything just to venue owner that you would say to anybody listening? It's on your heart.
I would say, if you are serious about the business, if you are serious about doing less and getting more, mark yourself down for 8 weeks of work. and put the time in, bite the bullet and try it. And, there's some things, some things you do in life will never pay for themselves. If I buy myself a fancy car or a boat, you get to enjoy it, but the money's gone. The worst case here is you get to enjoy the course and you learn a lot, and you don't book any more weddings. I don't believe that'll happen to you, but that's your worst case scenario. Your worst case scenario is you waste a little bit of money, you learn some stuff, you don't have any more bookings. I just can't see it happening. And that's your worst case scenario. Your best case scenario is $130,000 of extra cash in your back pocket for a very small Maryland venue every single year on year on year. And we're up for 2022. When I'm looking at the numbers now for 2019, we're up way over $130,000, way over. And the best bit is I'm still booking. All these little annoying dates that we'd never book, Fridays and Sundays, they're calling and saying, oh, you're booked for the Saturday. We'll take a Friday or Sunday. We still want to come and visit. They still want to, never happened before. We would book 70% Saturdays and an occasional Friday and Sunday. And now we're 50% Saturdays, 25 and 25. And it's increasing because we've no more Saturdays. So try. What you don't know, you don't know. Knowledge is power. I would meet with Kristen or meet with Jerry, meet with her team, and then go. If you want the growth, if you want to grow your business, then dip your toe in.
I'm going to say just jump in, right?
Jump in.
Just jump in. There we go. That's that's what I'm choosing today.
Once you get your foot wet, you may as well get your whole body wet. I just can't imagine it not working for people. And I was on a course actually a little bit longer than most, especially with Christmas coming along. So I met a lot of other venue owners, and I saw people join and I saw people leave. And every week I booked a wedding and they never came to the venue. Or, I booked 4 weddings this week. We've never booked 4 weddings in a week. Or I haven't even opened and the people are wanting to book weddings. So many stories from the venue owners that I saw. And then I could go back week 1. I'm like, well, I don't have anything to say. Week 2, yeah, we just booked 4 weddings this week. Oh, we've never booked 4 weddings in 1 week. And then week 3, we booked 6 this week. We booked 4 this week. And it just keeps coming and it keeps coming. And the other nice thing, just to put this out there, is we are super busy now because we've got weddings booked every Saturday. So doing tours is harder. So having a base of tours booked and people really wanting my venue means we're doing less tours. So booking more weddings per tour, booking our tour booking ratio now is really important. Because if you're only booking 1 in 10 and you can only do 3 tours a weekend because you've got weddings going on, you're not going to book that many weddings for the next year. So having a greater booking ratio is super important once you're successful.
Absolutely. And it protects your time, because time is not a renewable resource, right? Like once you spent it, it's gone. So I love it. All right, guys, hashtag below this video, Ronnie rocks, because he does so much good stuff. I'm so proud of you. I knew this would be a fun interview. I'm really, really grateful for you guys. For anybody who is sitting on the fence, I'm just going to remind you that we're here to support you. And honestly, sometimes people book a call on our calendar and we're not the right fit, or it's not the right time. And we'll be totally honest with you about that. So, what do you have to lose, right? It would be the question I would have. And there's definitely a cost of doing nothing. So to book a call on our team's calendar, it's kristenbinford.com/accelerator, kristenbinford.com/accelerator. Now, if you do book a call with our team, make sure you pay attention to the date and time. Sometimes our booking calendar books out 2 or 3 weeks, because I'm a venue owner too, and everybody on my team works at the venue. So we practice what we preach, and we only talk to a few venue owners every week. So make sure you pay attention to the date and time that you book. And I just want to say that if you join us on one of those calls, make sure that you have marked your calendar, that you are there and you are present. You're not driving. All venue owners join us in that conversation, because it's an important conversation about your business. I mean, my goodness, look at how much progress Ronnie has made just in a few short months, guys. And he made that progress because he showed up and he did the work and he was committed to that first conversation. So Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kristen. It's always a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, guys. KristenBinford.com/accelerator. We will talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Right.